Alright, hi everybody. I'm sorry if my computer is a little bit loud. It just kind of runs that way. This is my first time recording or really streaming content, so I hope you like it. I got a request on Tumblr from user ampedumbreon to show off my Tames in Ark Survival Evolved, so I'm going to be doing that. I apologize if I am a little bit quiet, because it is very early and I'm trying not to disturb people. So, hopefully any recording issues that I might have right now will be improved if I do decide to continue recording content or streaming or that kind of thing. Anyway, let's get started, because there's a lot of creatures to see right now. So these are pretty new. I don't really need dodos for anything this late in the game, because I am level 101 right now, and I really should consider actually going after the bosses. But they are really cool color morphs because of the event going on right now, so I decided to get them. So I named this one Redhead for obvious reasons. He has a red head. And this one does not have a name, so I should, theoretically, name him. Or her. It's a her at this point. Alright, so let's change the name here to... I already have a creature named Blueberry. So let's name her... I've already used Sapphire too, huh? I've already used Sky for a different creature also. How about True Blue? Let's go with True Blue. So I don't really need Mesopithecus for anything, but I do have a collection going. Mostly I use them for storage, so Tiny here I usually keep around as like a backpack, because I can put basically unlimited blueprints in her, and that's been really useful. I've been meaning to take a trip to some of my other bases to actually drop off some of those duplicate blueprints, because as you can see I have two different bookshelves and they're getting pretty full, and I also have just a bunch of duplicate blueprints in Tiny, so I've been meaning to take her around, drop off duplicates at other bases so I don't have to learn engrams unnecessarily, and also so that I just have them available if I do ever decide to have like friends join up on here at any point. This is Marnie. I use her to hang on to skins because I die a lot, so anytime I get a duplicate skin, or I have a skin I'm not using, I just drop it off in her, because it takes up less space, because storage units have slots, so I think for them they are only limited by weight reduction or by carry capacity, so that's usually what I do, is I just pop things I'm not using in my monkeys. This is Granny Longtail. I call her that because she's the highest level Mesopithecus that I have. Usually I like to keep low-level creatures for taming, and I like to keep them there until I've had at least one or two, or however many I'm thinking, offspring for them, because the lower level they are, the lower level the offspring will be. and that just makes it easier to customize them when they level up so that the stats go where I want them to. This is Cole back. He's not really anything special, he's just low level. He has sort of darker back compared to some of my other Mesopithecus, so I keep him around for breeding purposes, even though I haven't done a round of breeding with these guys yet. You will have to excuse the very openness of my base because I am doing a bit of remodeling. I am in the harder area of the island right now, and I'm starving. Like, mostly I was originally just going to venture out here to gather supplies, and I ended up staying a lot longer, so I figured I'd expand. I am still technically a beach bob, but when you play solo, you don't really have to worry about things getting you. Mostly I have to just worry about other dinos, so that's what I do. Stay on the beach, try to avoid other dinos that aren't mine, and since I need more space, I've been expanding. My base is a pretty odd shape because I built pretty close to this cliff face, and originally I did not have the non-clipping thing turned on, so I was only able to build to about here, and because of height issues I was only able to build to about here before it needed foundations to be lowered, so for the most part I'm just doing pillars at this point. I will show it off if I do get a request for that at a later point. Have all my crafting things here. Obviously I wasn't thinking anything through because my important things are out here, but again, I'm not really playing with other people, so I don't have to worry about things destroying that at the moment. But if I had planned ahead a little bit better, this stuff would be aligned better, and I wouldn't have so much of my stuff outside, although the crop plots obviously do benefit from being outside, because if it does rain, then if I didn't have irrigation set up, I could theoretically work with just rain, but because this is the harder part of the island, it doesn't rain as much here, so yeah. Anyway, back to my collection of Mesopithecus, or Mesopithecae, I'm not sure how you would pluralize that. This is Gloria. She is one of my compies. Again, they don't serve very much of a purpose. They do get a pack bonus, but they are really small and really weak, and they are not much good for combat, but they are really cute, and ever since the very beginning of the game I had wanted them because they're really, really small and cute, and I was always too cowardly to actually face off against anything bigger than a trike in the beginning, so I wasn't really able to collect primate for these guys until recently, so I'm just kind of fulfilling an early game desire of mine to get the compies that I've always wanted. Excuse me. So yeah, I have Gloria, Lightfoot Queen. I think I called her that because she's the highest level one I have. I have Toe Nibbler. I think he's my low-level breeder that I use for, yeah, breeding with these guys. This is a, what are you again? A Dimorphodon. They aren't really good for much else except being backpacks, honestly, or being distractions, because they're pretty good at swooping in on other things and getting the dinosaur to attack them, or the creature to attack them and not you, but they're not really like good at soaking damage or anything because they're also very small and weak, but I do just kind of like them. So again, I'm kind of dealing with this like I would deal with Pokemon, which is basically catch everything that I like, whether it's useful or not, because the game doesn't really have any limits. So how do I let go? There we go. So that's Beaky. I have other Dimorphodons in other areas, so I will show them off, but right now Beaky's the only one I have here. This is my breeding pair of Ichthyornis, which are basically the annoying seagulls that will kill your tames and steal everything that you need from you. And they're kind of annoying, but they are very good for getting prime fish meat. So I have this breeding pair to keep around, and I've been meaning to hatch their egg, I just haven't. I've killed and accidentally gotten these guys killed so many times, trying to tame up more, so I'm just kind of keeping these two safe as much as possible. So that's Pelly and Archie. I think I named Pelly that after the Animal Crossing character. Let's finish up with my Mesopithecus, I guess. So this is a Snow Mankey, named after the Pokemon, and because they have very light fur. Where are you going? I'd like to keep you closer with the other tames. That's the only problem with keeping these inside. I like to keep them inside to keep them safe, but it is hard to sort of get them all congregated in one area without disturbing the larger creatures I have outside, because if I whistle with the comma to get them all to go to a certain place, the outdoor tames will also respond to that, and I don't need things clipping into the building at this point. Then of course we have Cheeto, who I named because he's orange. People characterize these guys as cute. It's kind of taken me a while to come to that point because their faces are a little bit scary, but I don't know, I think my standard for this game is if it's not yours, it's scary. If it is yours, it's cute. That's basically the standard of it, because if it's not yours, it can and will come to destroy you, especially if you're in a PvP server, because people can be a little bit aggressive. Even if you're a beginner, people don't care. But if they are yours, then obviously they're very cute, because they're basically like little pets. So, for other people, Ark is a survival game. For me, it's just a dinosaur Pokemon simulator, and I love all my children, and I'm so sad whenever I lose them. So this is Chester. He's level 40. He's pretty strong for a compy. And Pale Feather, he's another one of my breeders. I've been meaning to get him together with Gloria for a while. I just haven't. And I think that's all for my indoor tames at this base. So I'm just going to chuck these guys over there so I can make more room for the things I'm building. Somebody dropped an egg, thank you. So yeah, I like to keep all these guys indoors, mostly for the reason that I use these two for storage, so I like to keep them inside with the other stuff I'm storing. And also because, for the most part, because I'm using them to breed. A lot of them are low level, so they would not survive if a wild Ichthyornis or something outside saw them and decided it wanted to be an asshole. So, yeah. As you can see, I have a hill in my house, but I don't really mind too much. I just like having that as a little hallway to get back here. And, yeah, this is going to be another area. I'm probably going to extend this out another couple ceiling or foundations if I can. Have my back door here to get to my outdoor storage. Again, because this is solo, I don't really have to worry about people coming to take my stuff. So I have my firearms, I have armor, I have just a bunch of like low-level stuff if I ever need it to just go out for a quick exploring, and I don't really care if I die or anything. So I think we're going to start at this end. That's the nice thing about the ceilings is if you have tames out there on the ceilings and they leave eggs, sometimes the eggs will fall through and it's way easier to pick them up. So I think we're going to start over here. This is Obsidian Tail. I think this is one of the ones I bred. Yes, it is. So the parents are Wrecker and Ankle Splinter, which are going to be on the other side of my camp. I've been carrying this one up onto Forest Peak, which is Ooh, I'm gonna kill these for a hot second, hang on. Because I do need their materials. But yeah, Forest Peak is going to be up there. I can, I think, take just dovetail just straight up for a second to show you real quick. So yeah, up there that's Forest Peak. Just white loot drop up there. I don't really need that right now, but and then off in the distance that's the Dead Island, which I should be going to soon to explore the cave, because again, I'm level 101. I should be able to take on the bosses now if I want to. I'm just kind of a coward. But yeah, so I've been taking it up to Forest Peak trying to farm obsidian, but the obsidian nodes haven't really grown back, and I need a lot more because I've been trying to make the pressure cooker, or the industrial cooker, whatever it's called, this thing. So I have enough obsidian for right now, making all the polymer, but I do need more metal, so I'm going to be going up to Forest Peak later for more metal nodes. And of course I'm gathering a lot of the chitin to make cementing paste. I probably have enough chitin to make the cementing paste, honestly. It just hasn't really been a priority because I like to keep the chitin around for my armor, because this is, despite the bikini skin on it, a full suit of chitin armor, so I do have to keep that in top shape. Anyway, so let's look at this beautiful guy. I got him yesterday, and I haven't decided on a name for him, but he is really cool. I do love this like sort of iridescent purple, blue, green combo. Like, I don't know why, he just kind of reminds me of like the aesthetic of like when you're at a laser tag place and like everything's under that black light. Pardon the squeak of my chair. I'm kind of I don't have the best setup here, so this chair is very old. But you know what? I might just name him Laser because he reminds me of laser tag. So yeah, I caught him literally just yesterday. I saw him flying into my camp, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get him, even though I have several Terras up there that I don't really need at this point, because most of my flying, I like to have things that can actually take on a lot of the larger threats out here, because like I said, I'm by what people call Carnivore Island with good reason, so I am in the heart area of the map, and a lot of things out here want to eat me. And if I bring a flyer like that for anything other than recon, they have a tendency to get eaten. Anyway, so this is Silver. I use him for breeding, so he's pretty low level. This is Nugget. I think, no, this is Carney. I use her for breeding also because I think she's the only female Carnotaur I have. Pardon me while I glitch on all my Tames that I keep lined up. There we go. And then the one on the end would be Nugget. Yes, there we go. So normally, I think I started with Nugget and Carney, and then I got Silver and started using him for breeding because he's low level, and he's sort of a nice color morph. He's got a very leucistic look, so I might be able to get an albino out of him eventually. I'm not sure. These are my Megaloceros collection. Most of them, I think, are color morphs because of the event. So we have this one that's like a very nice dark red all the way around. And then the bright blue antlers, I named him Bluefurt because of the blue antlers. Then we have Rudolph, for obvious reasons. He's red, his nose is red, all of him is red, except he has some nice white antlers. Then we have Bullwinkle, who, you know, obviously I named him after the moose. I don't know how many people actually know that reference because Bullwinkle was before even my time. Like, I think I only know him like second-hand, third-hand. I don't think I've ever seen a Rocky and Bullwinkle cartoon or movie, even though they had a reboot like, I don't know, 10 years ago. I don't even remember. And then back here we have Spirit, who's just very nice, very, just like this nice whitish gray color. I would like it if the antlers actually were that very nice bright white, but I haven't had the opportunity to pick up any nice color morphs of the females yet, so I've been holding off, but I should pick up a color morph. I think Bullwinkle's the only one here that's like the natural color, or a natural color I should say, although it is possible that Spirit is also a natural color morph. Then we have some of my scorpions. I usually have them lined up around the edge of the feeding trough, so I kind of know what the distance is. I have been meaning to put one in the water because I do have some aquatic tames out there, and I've also been meaning to put one just out somewhere further because this is starting to feel a little crowded. Although I've also been meaning to build a cryo fridge and a generator at some point, because then I can just keep anything that I'm not using in that, and that'll free up a lot of space, because as nice it is to just look at these guys, I don't use them for much right now. So anyway, we've got these scorpions. I've been meaning to actually level these guys up because I hear these are good for going into caves if you want to tame, because they do have the tail attack, which can be used to inflict torpor damage, I think. So we have, I love, by the way, how they wear their little hat skins on their tails, because they don't really have a head or anything to fasten it to. So we have Walker. I named him that because I tamed him with this guy, and this guy, for whatever reason, just has better movement speed, so I wanted to be able to differentiate them, because I think they'd both be good for breeding at some point. I think Dash probably has a better potential though, because he's lower level, but Walker I think is pretty beefy. We have Dovetail here. He's the only offspring of Tavis and Davis, because the first egg I lost, and he was the only egg that I actually hatched up before I lost Tavis and Davis. I can show you the gravestone I put out for them in a little bit. It was a sacrifice I was willing to make. I'm still very sad about it though, because Tavis was my main flyer, but I use Zesty for that now. Zesty has really, really good stats, 100% imprinting because of the event going on right now, and because of the imprinting, I can show you, you get the writer imprinted bonus, so you get 30% or plus 30% damage and plus 30% resistance, so she's a lot beefier than anything that I would have tamed up from Wild. And I'm still kind of sad she didn't inherit her mother's blue plumage, but she is a very nice sort of shade. I didn't really like the lime green at first, even on Blueberry Smoothie, because I'm like, that's kind of neon bright, and I don't know, it just not as nice as the blue I was wanting, that sapphire blue further down. But I actually just really like it now, and I even just like the green by itself with the white. I think is really pretty. So let's finish up with the this is Lynette, by the way, my Lystrosaurus. I use her for buffing up other things, although I should get another one and sort of start spacing them out properly so that I can pet them all and just have a greater area of effect, because as you can see, she's only boosting things in her immediate vicinity, so that's why I usually try to park Zesty nearby so I can level her quickly. So we have, it's starting to get dark already, my goodness. We have Edgelord, and I call him that because, you know, Shadow the Hedgehog is known as Edgy the Hedgy in the fandom, and he has that sort of that black and red combo, although this guy has it in spades also. Girl, pardon me, ma'am. So I named him Edgelord because that black and red color combination is like that gamer connotation, and also that sort of carryover with Shadow the Hedgehog. So I have to name this pretty girl something because she has these nice sort of golden yellow and red claws that bright red body, which again I'm pretty sure is from the event and not a natural morph. And Rock Lobster. Yeah, I think I named him that because he has those bright orange legs that look kind of like lobster or crab legs. So I need to name you. Sometimes I'm not sure if that's my fault or if there's some sort of glitch or something, but sometimes when they have saddles on, you can't change the name for some reason. So let me take her saddle off. And now it should let me. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to name you. I think I have something somewhere named Scarlet, so I'm not going to name that. I have something somewhere named Blush, too. I'm going to name her Petal, because she's very pretty. Now I'm going to give you your hat back. I can't get over that they wear it on the tail. Because also when you ride it kind of looks like you're wearing it too. Very fun, very cute. So you can move a hot potato around. And we have this girl, my Tech Rex. She's very scary and very pretty, and I love her. She's very nice coloration. Again, we have that sort of steely blue up in the front, and then more of like a hello. We have more of a just regular steel color and black down to the extremities. And of course you have that fierce, bright red tech lighting on there, which I absolutely love. So we're going to name her, I think, because she deserves a name, because she's very pretty. I tend not to name anything before I get it back to, if not this base, at least one of my bases. I have 3. So I have the one right by that marker that says Obsidian. I have that one down there that says Cave Base, and then I have that one in red at the Footpaw, which I call Home. So Home is where I started off. Obviously I'm up here now. But yeah, so if I don't get it to a base, I tend not to name it because I don't want to get too attached to it, because I have lost so many tames just trying to get them, like, say, out of the swamp, or through a swamp, or through a redwood area to get them to a base. And that's always unfortunate. So we're going to name her... I'm going to name her Bright Eyes, because she does have those bright red eyes. And we have this boy here who keeps peeking through her. Again, I'd like to expand my base a little bit so the clipping issue is reduced, and eventually get a lot of these guys as cryopotted so I can take them to harder to reach areas, and also just to declutter a little bit when I'm not using them. Because even though I'm only here at this base right now, I have basically every tame that I've ever had out and about somewhere, and I'm sure that's not good for how the game is running. Again, I'm pretty sure you can hear my computer sort of going in the background, and it's struggle busing a little bit. It is a gaming PC. This is the first PC I've actually owned that's let me play Ark, because I used to have a gaming laptop, and I could run a lot of stuff pretty well on there, but it started struggling really hard recently, and I can barely play things like Slime Rancher. I think the only thing there that runs very well anymore is, I think Don't Starve is the only thing. Don't Starve and Terraria. I think even Terraria I was struggling with on my old gaming laptop. So this is a gaming PC, but Ark is very big and very resource intensive. So my PC is sort of breathing heavily at the moment. I'm sure it would probably struggle a little less if I turned the graphics down, and I probably could afford to turn the graphics down, but I just don't really feel like it, honestly. I like being able to see things in the minute detail. It's just like, it's a very visceral game, I'd like to say, very tactile, because whenever I'm raising dinosaurs or other creatures, like, it's like petting them. It really does feel like it. Like, I can just imagine what the texture would feel like, and I don't know, I really like that sort of simulated sensation just from the visuals of it, of, you know, knowing how, like, this would be so much bumpier than, say, when that over here would be, like, very smooth but also very wrinkly, and just, like, I don't know, I really like all the effort they put in on these graphics, and just how I can basically feel this game even without, you know, being able to touch these creatures. So yes, we have Prince here. I call him that because he's a lower level, and I like to differentiate him from King. These two are my first tames, or at least when it comes to Rexes, they were my first tamed Rexes. Hello, King. And then I finally got her, Nibbles, and she's my number 1 by virtue of being level 1 Rex for mating. She's also got a very nice green coloration. I'm not sure if that's a natural coloration. I would think not, because it's very bright, and the closest we would have is like this sort of grayish green on King. Then we have Melanie, who I named because she's very melanistic. She has very dark coloration, which I like a lot. And then we have Snowball, which of course I named for the irony of it, because obviously you wouldn't think of something like this as, you know, very cute and cuddly, like, you know, a kitty cat, but he is very bright white leucistic, and I very much like that look. I've been meaning to tame her. She's very nice coloration, but I'm afraid if I go for the taming, even if I put her on, or put the other creatures here on passive, that she's going to get attacked. So I'm just going to wait until I can shuffle everything around and have room for getting at her without everything going crazy and destroying her. So anyway, so this is my first female Oviraptor. I've been meaning to get the other Oviraptors from my other base over here, but I think I'm going to wait until I have cryopods so that I can just bring them way easier. But yeah, she does need a name. So I'm going to name her I'm going to name her Natasha. And the reason for that is because my first thought is because you can weigh these guys down with a lot of things. I'm basically just loading her up with equipment that keeps dropping from other things that I don't really use. So that, first of all, she's a nice stash of, like, picks and axes if I just need something really quick and I don't want to use any of my good materials, which of course are with Zesty. But the primary purpose is, if you weigh these girls down and you set them to wander, they will accelerate the egg drop rate for female dinosaurs in the area, or female tames, I should say. So I think that's, like, a really helpful thing if you want to do kibble. I haven't been doing kibble recently, even though I should. I've been waiting on getting the industrial cooker. But yeah, so if you use these to accelerate egg production, you basically have a kibble factory set up. I've been also meaning to get a U-Tyrannus, or a UT as they call them, because that's probably going to be my best source of the best eggs in the game. I just haven't gotten around to it. Every time I've run into a UT, I've either been forced to flee because they have that fear roar, or I've accidentally killed it because I was trying to get something else. My RGs attacked it while I was incapacitated and killed all the Carnos and also me. So I've had, let's say, problems getting UTs, but I've been meaning to. Oh, did I say they killed me? I don't think I meant that. I meant they killed the UT and also the Carnos. So Carnos, yay, I don't want them killing the UTs because I want to tame them. So yeah, I've been meaning to use her to accelerate egg drops, and that makes me think of like baby and baby's like natal. And so I'm going for an N name, named her Natasha. There we go. She's also got a very nice dark coloration. I'm not sure if this is natural, but if it is, it's a very nice coloration. I do tend to go for like the darker colored dinos or the lighter colored dinos. Basically just anything that just kind of looks cool to me. So then we have Creamsicle, who I got very recently. Not too recently, but I got him because he's got a very nice sort of neutral colors. He's got like that sort of golden brown and then mostly gray and white, which is very good for breeding because I think all those colors look great with basically anything. They're very neutral, and because Blueberry Smoothly is one of my most vibrant tames, I tamed her a mate, and I decided Creamsicle was a very good one for that because he's very neutral. So again, that's how we got Zesty. Those are her parents, and Blueberry Smoothie I think is going to stay level 2 as long as possible because I do want to try to breed out some good mutations and some good color morphs from her. So I'm going to be keeping her at a low level so that her children are going to be a lot easier for me to customize stat-wise. Then of course we have Pell, who I named after the character in One Piece. He has this very nice neutral gradient of like gray, black feet. They're even a little bit bluish, but like just dark feet, whitish gray, and then that beautiful, beautiful bright red that I would love to breed into some other morphs. Then we have Tina, who, she's wild, huh? I could have sworn I had, maybe I did have a different one named Tina and it died. But she just has also these very, very nice colorations of that nice gray and white. She's got those dark black tips. And she has those very nice white feet. I've been hoping to breed into some other creatures. Or, well, other RGs, I should say. And then we have Shadewing, who I went for just because he has, again, these nice dark feathers. And also he was just in the way when I was trying to tame up a Sabertooth. And I ended up accidentally killing the Sabertooth, but he survived me tranking him out, so went for him and I tamed him. Again, you can really never have too many RGs, and even though there's no penalty for inbreeding in the game, I'd like not to, just because I like having that big diverse family tree of being able to see where things came from. Again, the perks of having flooring. This is a very good way to gather fertilizing materials and eggs if you have them. Again, I'd love to just like have a dodo farm here for that, but my dodo farm is back at my home camp, so we're not doing that. So we have Sage here. She was one of my first Sarcos. I've been meaning to breed her up. I think I might have an egg for her somewhere. This is Croctus. He's one of my other tames. I have like a bunch of Sarcos in there that I haven't named, and I just like, I've been using them as like disposable underwater warriors basically, because there's a lot of stuff in the ocean that wants to kill me. And then we have Corvo, who I named after crows because he's got that very nice dark coloration. And I think he's my breeder because, no, Croctus is my breeder because he's a lower level. We've been meaning to put hats on these guys too. I just haven't gotten around to it. Then we have Egg Mama, who does a very important job here, even though we haven't been doing it lately. She hangs on to all the eggs that I've been meaning to hatch up, and she has sort of an area of effect. It's actually to about where I'm standing, where if you drop an egg in that radius, it counts as an ideal temperature, so she's very, very good for getting eggs hatched up. Speaking of which, thank you. I usually just dump all the eggs that I'm not using for kibble yet in here until I actually need them. But yeah, so I've been using her just to store eggs I haven't hatched up yet, and I really should hatch them because they last for like 7 days, and that would be server time, so obviously because this is solo and I'm not running it all the time, they're not going to rot too fast, but I've had some of these in here for a while, like this Therizinosaurus egg I've had since, I don't know, a month ago, playing on and off, because I bred up my Theres Butch and Cassidy back at my home base, and I forgot to hatch it. So yeah, I've got a bunch of eggs here. I've got one RG egg left, and this is Tina and Pell. I'm hearing something rustling around here, and I don't like it. I'm scared, guys. What if it's a mouse? Ugh. Ugh. I really hope it isn't. Anyway, fertilized Carno eggs like we need to tame up. So Carney and Silver and Carney, and that was Nugget before I named him. I've got a Compy egg I've been meaning to go through. Got several dodo eggs. These are probably from my, yeah, these are all from my red dodos back at my other base. Fertilized Ichthyornis egg from Pelly and Archie. Again, I've been meaning to hatch that, just so I have some backups to take out and go fishing with. I have a Pelagornis egg. I have to show you those guys next. Several Pteranodon eggs. These are all from my other base, I think. So I have Painted Lady and Dawn, who you'll see later. Terry and Dumbo. I think both of them are no longer living, which is very sad. Pinky and Dawn. I think Dawn's not living anymore either. I think Dawn got eaten by something a while ago. Terry, I think, also was killed. Terry and Dawn. And then another one from Pinky and Dawn. Then I have Rock Lobster and Edgelord. I should be mating Rock Lobster and a different one again. And then Edgelord and Petal, who I just named today. I have these raptor eggs I really need to hatch soon, so I have the party I can take out hunting. So I'll show you these guys as parents soon. Then we have, that would have been, oh gosh, what did I name her? Nibbles and Prince. I should tame them again. I think this was Sage and a different Sarko that died a while ago. Sky and Techie, this is from my other base. And of course, again, you have Butch and Cassidy. These are from my old base also. Sarah and King Earthwalker. And Trisha and Tricky. So those are from my old base. Let's see, do I need to eat or anything? No, I'm good. Okay, so, ooh, egg. Give egg. Give. Thanks. Okay, this was quite an achievement. Again, this is why I needed all those Sarkos earlier, because trying to tame these up is a pain in the butt. Thank you for your oil, Shamu. So yeah, this is a, what is it? Basilosaurus. So these guys are basically like whales. They're very good because they have, yeah, they have, as you can see, they have that buff there called insulation, which increases hyperthermic and hypothermic insulation. So basically you can go places underwater that are very hot or very cold, and it'll keep you protected. And these are also, I think, one of the only things, if not the only thing in the game, that can eat those Nidarians, which are the, what are they called? The jellyfish. So he's very, very useful for that. As you can see, there are my other Sarcos. They're not named, and they don't have saddles yet. I'm just kind of letting them hang out. I also have like a group of 4 Ichthyosauruses that also need saddles. And they also need names. Again, I'm trying not to name them because I don't have like a pen out here set up to keep them protected. So if something eats them, like I don't want to be too sad if I lose them. Ooh. Give. There we go. Alright, then of course we have my army of Brontos, which I'm mostly using for egg production, but I cannot find a male for the life of me. And of course, if you don't know... Oh, wait, I do have a male somewhere. Which one of you's a male? You might be the male, he might be the male. Because males will boost the egg production. Yeah, he's my boy. So he needs a name. But, yeah, if you didn't know, all those little pink heart symbols, that means the creature's mate boosted, which means... actually, let's see if it's... no, it doesn't show up as a stat. But it means that they have better stats, I think, when it comes to damage and resistance when they fight side by side. So in the wild, if there are creatures of opposite gender next to each other, they will have mate boosted, and with Tames, obviously, you need at least 1 male and 1 female for mate boosted, and it doesn't matter if they're related or not, which I think is a little silly. But yeah, so we got that guy who I do need to name. And we have Tankia. I named her that because I'm working on just getting her as a damage soaker, because she will be my mobile base eventually. Then we have Brunhilde, which I named her that, I think, just because of the maybe not for the coloration. I don't know, I just think it's kind of a nice, strong name, I guess. I think that that was the original name for Ponyo in Studio Ghibli's movie Ponyo, and then in here in the middle we have Gruntilda, who is named after Gruntilda's sister from Banjo-Kazooie, because I am a huge nerd. And I think I named her that because of the coloration, because she has that sort of muddy green tone with these red spikes and coloration. So yes, she's very, very pretty. I got the weirdest sense of deja vu just now, like I've filmed this before, even though I know for a fact that I have not. Anyway, then we have my friends online, hello. Then we have Pinky, who I named that because pink. And she needs a name, doesn't she? Let's see. She's got like a sort of darkish coloration with the red ridges. Nothing too special about her, is there? But I do sort of like those reddish spines. So I think I'm going to call her Thorn, because I think I already have several creatures named like Rose and Rosacea. So I'm going to name her Thorn. This is another one of the Sarcos that needs a name, doesn't she? I'm naming her Bubbles, both as a reference to Bubble Gloop Swamp, where the Croctuses are from in Banjo-Kazooie, and also just because this is a very large, very toothy, very fierce creature with a cute name. Anyway, then we have Norman. I mostly just tamed him because I needed something out here to help gather narco berries. And then Blueberry, who of course I picked up because she has a very stunning blue, and they look very, very cute with their little hats. Thank you. So then we have Anka, who is wild. Okay. I think I probably picked her up just so I have like another one, because originally I was taking out the other female when I didn't have Obsidian Tail. Then we have Ankle Splinter, Obsidian Tail's father, and Wrecker, who's her mother. Then we have Seeker. I think I just named him that because I was using him mostly just for the ability to ping out in the open for threats. Then we have Immediatalion. I'm not sure if I spelled his name correctly, but he's named after the Uke in Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, the Crystal Bearers. You need a name, don't you, bro? And then we have Shimmer, who I just named that because I don't really have too many ideas for tech parasaur names now, because most of my tech parasaurs are at my other base, and I have so many of them, and they already have cool names. Can you not poop on camera? That's rude. That's very rude. That's very naughty. Naughty, naughty. Naughty, I say, as I pick up the poop that I need for working on my my berry garden over there. It's all narco berries. So we're gonna name you. You were a girl, right? Yeah. Okay. We're gonna name her Cinderella because she has very nice golden legs. And I know that Cinderella has glass slippers, but I think there was at least one story where they were either golden or silver, and it's my dinosaur. I can do what I want. Alright, so yeah, I mostly have these guys just out here in case I need to haul anything, but mostly I use my Argies for that because they have really good carrying capacity. Then we have... Sorry about that. Then we have my collection of sabers. So I've been meaning to breed some of these guys again. I kind of collect them even though we don't use them very much, because they do have pretty good stats, and I think you can probably fit these guys in caves. If not like following you, then you can probably get them in cryopods. And since I don't have flyers that would fit in there besides obviously the Dimorphodons, I think they'd be useful to bring in to carry stuff, because obviously they have you can ride them if you boost up their stats. Like, they're not too strong, but if you boost up their stats, you can get, like, you know, something that's really fast to just go in and pick stuff up and leave. You can get some that they have, like, I think a pretty good weight capacity if you level them. I have to look at one of my stronger ones, because this one's a baby. And he has a mutation, and I've been just kind of waiting on breeding him before I level him up. So yeah, this is a mutated color, I'm pretty sure. And then you can obviously find that out in the wild right now, because this guy, obviously I forgot to introduce you, this is Enduring Blue, and I named him that because he has a stamina boost that his parents didn't have. Then we have Snowfang, who I'm probably going to keep level 1 because that's a very good breeding stock, and obviously because he's wild he doesn't have any mutations, so this is very nice for getting color morphs. So I named him Snowfang because he's kind of like that nice whitish blue, and he has lighter stripes, obviously, than Enduring Blue. So then we have this guy who I just got the other day, and I do need to name him. And I don't have anything else, so I'm going to name him Ticker, because why not? I know he's not orange, but I have no really good ideas that I don't think I've used on other things like Bloodfang or something, so Ticker. I'm going to be breeding him a bunch before I even think of taking him out into the field. Then we've got Felicia too, because the first Felicia got absolutely destroyed. Witch Stripe, which is another one of my mutations. These greenish stripes, I think, are the color morph that came from that. Why do you have rotting meat on you? What the heck? Probably because she had meat on her before and I just didn't take it out. Wait. What am I looking for? I'm looking for her. This, yeah. So she has a random mutation, which I think... Which were her parents again? Probably a Sabertooth. That was probably the original Felicia that wasn't named at that time. I'm not even sure what her mutation here is. Either way, she does have 100% imprinting, so she's very fast if I wasn't stuck on other creatures. Oh dear. This is her dad, Sacred Saber, which I named him that because he has that beautiful pinky stripe on there, and that was one of my first tames, and I loved the color on him, so I was just like, we're keeping this guy sacred. He's not going out in the field ever. He's just for breeding purposes. And anyway, Felicia too, I think, is also just a breeder. Is she wild, or is she... Yeah, she's wild. Sabor, who is a big breeder and a parent for Enduring Blue, named after the leopard in Tarzan. Sabrina, who's obviously named after Sabrina the Teenage Witch. She's wild. Sabine, who I think is one of their children. Yeah, Sabor and Sabrina's child. One random mutation. I'm not even sure what it is. I'd have to check the stats again, but I'm probably not going to use her for anything because I don't think it was a very useful stat, and it's also not a like an exceptional color morph for anything. And then we have Duskpaw, who I think is also just a breeder. Yeah, level 1. And he's got like nice dark colors, so be very good for some interesting color morphs. And again, Witch Stripe is probably going to go out in the field because whatever mutation she has is not very useful, but because she's 100% imprinted, unlike some of my other sabers, she's very, very, very fast. So yeah, those are my Sabertooth collection. Then we have my raptors, who are all congregated because they murdered something in here recently. So we're going to go through them and just move them around so they're not a giant cluster on any of them. This is Bloodclaw. She's, I am too over-encumbered. So I'm going to drop my stuff off, but yes, we can look at these guys while we're here, I suppose, because I don't think they need to be moved. So, we have Silver Devil, obviously, for the color. I'm probably going to breed him if I can find a girlfriend for him soon, because I need Beezelbuffos for taming, because if you don't know, they have a knockout or a torpor-inducing attack, which is very, very useful. Then we have Blue-tongued Devil Horny Toad, which I named because he's got these blue spots. I don't think his tongue is actually blue. That might be. No, I think it's just kind of reddish, but because I think a horny toad is the name of some sort of actual animal. I think. If not, then it's named for reasons. Why did I drop things in you? I don't need you to hold eggs for me. I have a spot for those. There we go. And obviously devil horn, because they have those spines right over their eyes, which kind of look like devil horns. Then we have Marciel, Marcus, and Doggy Froggy, because I couldn't think of a name for her. But that's basically what she is. They're like little dogs, but they're reptiles, so they're frogs. Even though frogs are amphibians, because I'm bad at things. And then Wanderer. I mostly just tame these up for kind of decluttering my camp, because they'll spawn here and then they'll get stuck on other tame's legs. And also because, like, you know, I can just fly them out anywhere, set them to wander if I want. I've been meaning to put trackers on them eventually and just let them, like, free roam so that I can just stop by, pick stuff up, and have basically mobile berry and fiber farms. Because this late in the game, they're not much good for anything else. So yeah, I'm going to drop some stuff off in Zesty. Actually, I should probably just drop this off inside while I can, but I'm going to drop off the fertilizer right now, because I don't need it, and I'm going to be gardening soon anyway, at which point I will load up the composting bins again. Keep forgetting I have oil on me, I should use it. What do I have in my inventory? I keep forgetting. I'm so distracted right now. I'm so sorry. Okay, so we're gonna put these here. And then we're gonna separate the raptors a bit. See, that's the problem with attacking her. Oh dear. Oh my. Yeah, that's the problem with attacking anything in camp, because everything will aggro, and now everything is everywhere. What have I done? Okay. You can still get to the food trough, right? Yeah. Oh boy. I've ruined everything. Everybody's everywhere. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, I'm borrowing your saddle. So I can move these guys back to where they're supposed to go, where they're out of the way. God. So yes, this is Tigger again. Hello, boy. I think all the other ones that were there are gone, so I'm going to move Tina over here. You can live in the water for right now, can't you? I'm just going to move everybody out of the way. I need a saddle for this new Terra too. Ugh, everybody's stuck now. Oh god. Tangled mess. Again, this is why it's useful to get cryopods as soon as you can. I have probably the technology for it. I'm just lazy and saving resources for other stuff that I probably don't need until later, because again, the industrial cooker's for way later, but I'm in this game to tame things, so I just kind of really want it for kibble purposes. Ugh, the only bad thing about these guys is their god-awful turning radius. I just want to park you, gosh. I can hear my parents' alarm, so it might be time to wrap this one up, so I think I'm just going to do this camp if I do finish untangling these guys. God dang. Anyway, I'll try to turbo around this Firefly. Armando. Clunky, I named after a character from, gosh, what was it? Slightly Damned. Suraru, who I named after, I think, a Vocaloid, or a new Tabloid, or just a cover artist. Ugh, I can't see anything in this mess, oh my gosh. And of course, when I'm trying not to do anything, you lay eggs in the water. Thanks. Gosh. And you're dropping eggs too. Why are you all making eggs right now? Right now. When I'm trying to do something, and after you've all crowded everything everywhere, guaranteeing I'm not going to get half the eggs that just got dropped. There we go. Then we have Razor. I'm too heavy for him, really? 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 You're going to do this to me? Right now? Right now? Really? I just want to get him back up on the roof. Oh, I forgot to introduce you to these guys. Here's my first Castroides. I think they're named that. They're either named after Castorium, or Castorium is named after them. But yeah, I named him Chuck because woodchuck, even though that's not what beaver is, I don't think. Dear God. Dear God. Why? Why? How did this happen? This is Neon, named for obvious reasons. God, who can I dump my garbage into? Zesty, take my stuff, Zesty, take it, take everything. Take everything. Take everything. I need to reorganize, and I need to have as few things as possible. By the way, that thing in my 0 slot is for finding my corpse. That's the only, what do you call it? That's the only, like, mod or cheat I really use in this game. Because, I just, like, I lose Tames a lot, and saddles are really resource intensive, so I was mostly using it if I lost a tame out somewhere and got a ping that it died because I couldn't get back to my body before it died trying to defend my corpse for whatever reason. And I would usually be able to find my corpse because your corpse will always have a beacon, but for some reason tamed corpses don't. Why are you in my house? Oh my God, I'm gonna have to do so much cleanup on them. Ugh. Anyway, I should be able to ride these guys now. Yeah, okay. So we'll finish introducing you to these guys. This is Tree Skin. Thank you for pooping on camera like a dapper boy. How dare you? I named him that, obviously, because he has skin that looks like bark. He's just a very natural brown. He's one of the ones I'm probably going to tame up to max because he's not anything special in regards to a color morph, and he's not a mutant, so I'm probably just going to use him with any children I breed off him as disposable. Oh, I know I saw this earlier and I forgot to pick it up, thanks. Hell. We're just going to move my RGs out here for a while, because once I get the roof finished, I'm probably going to just park most of them on the roof anyway. One, to keep them out of the way, and two, just because I like keeping them on the roof. That's actually kind of a thing you're supposed to do in PvP, is if you are going AFK, you're supposed to park your flyers on the roof if you can, because people are less likely to be able to hurt or get them up there. You can also park them inside, but it depends on the flyer. Anyway, this is Greenblatt. I should probably just whistle neutral on most of these, shouldn't I? No, well, you were on neutral and you attacked anyway, so this is Greenblatt. He's my male breeder, Pilibariensis. This again, obviously, is Razor. I'm just gonna take fall damage. Screw it. Or not. I'm gonna get my blow cushioned. This is New Wing. I named her that because she was my new set of wings when I traveled down here and lost my original flyer that I came on, which I think I have someone here also named after. Oh, I guess I don't take fall damage from that high. I don't think this is Talonfear. I think this is the one that was behind him, but who are you? Sarge, he's one of my breeders. He's one of the ones I tamed up with Sarah. Sarah's his mate. I tamed them at the same time. They're very nice natural green, and I like them. This is this Firebreast? I'm not sure. This might be Firebreast, I think. Yeah. I keep forgetting I dismount left. Or right, sorry, I dismount to the right. Yeah, that's Firebreast, obviously named because she has that nice orange belly. She's one of my breeders for color morphs. This is Goldilocks. I think she has that glowing thing because she's the strongest tech raptor I have in the pack. I named her Goldilocks obviously because she has those gold detailings. I've been meaning to breed her, but I'm not sure if I actually have a mate for her here. And if I do, he's very recent. She needs a name. I thought I named you. Hold on. Naming her Warbeak, obviously after the Redwall character, even though the Redwall character is a sparrow, and raptors obviously can't fly, but they can jump. And she has very, very nice coloration. I especially like the tail feathers. I think she's a mutated color because of the event going on. But I do like those red tips. Very, very nice, very pretty. Shadowclaw, obviously named because he's very melanistic. And he has dark feet, dark legs, dark talons. I might mate him with Warbeak because they have that same sort of pattern to their feathering, even though his is more of a pinkish and more of a muted color, and hers is more of a bright red. I gotta level some of these guys too, because I have eggs for most of them, so... Oh, this is Phoenix, by the way. I caught him like yesterday or the day after yesterday. I'm keeping him on the roof because he's low level, and I do want to breed him. But yes, he has very, very nice coloration, as you can see. Get out of my house. Get out of my house. Well, I didn't ask you to clip into the walls, but thank you. I just want you to be as close to the walls as possible. Again, I probably put my, my feeding trough in the worst spot, because half of the feeding trough is in the house, and obviously that's good for the tames that I keep in there, but I don't keep all my tames in there, and I sort of limited myself with what I could handle having in the house. Here, this is Phyllis, also named after an Animal Crossing character, and she is Greenblatt's mate. She has a very nice, natural sort of rusty, not rusty, but like a very natural sort of like dark red color. Pretty sure she's a natural morph. Did you lay an egg, or did you poop? She probably laid an egg, and it's probably inside. Did you lay an egg? If she did, it would be here, and I don't see it. Anyway, if she did, it's not going to be fertilized, so it's not really a problem. Hello again, Lynette. Monty. I'm not sure why I named him that. I just kind of like the name. I think I'm keeping him as a breeder too, because he's got that very sort of natural rusty red look. And I kind of like that. I keep forgetting I dismount. Yeah, there we go. God, I'm gonna have to reorganize these guys. Yeah, Bloodclaw. So Bloodclaw is also a girl. I'm not on Bloodclaw, but thank you. There we go. So obviously I named her for the bright red claws. She's a very nice tech raptor, and if I get a mate for these girls at any point, I will obviously be breeding the heck out of them. That's also why they're staying as low level as possible, because I want to be able to select stats. Lacey too. So the first one I wrote here on was Lacey, and she unfortunately died, but this one looks exactly like her, so Lacey too. Obviously she's not related to the first Lacey. I'm pretty sure she was wild caught. Yeah. Also, once I have a industrial cooker, I can start doing dyes again, and I can start painting the saddles, because I like to color code different creatures for different purposes based on saddle, just because it's an easy thing to do. You guys can garden my crops. And then this is Talonfear, and I think I named him that because he's the... Wait, is he a boy? Yeah. Named him that because he's the strongest natural, as in non-tech raptor that I have. I'm starting again. But, I don't know if I'm going to breed him. He's got a high level, so if I just need some high level things to take out and use as fodder, I can probably just breed him a bunch and use his offspring. Everything here going good, going good. I don't have anything in here. I do. Obviously, I have these smokers going because of the event going on, and I need all the jerky I can to unlock the new emotes. So I got 20 prime meat jerky going, and that's not that bad. Anyway, I think there might actually be everyone here that has a name. Anyway, I've probably been filming a long time because my ADHD gets sidetracked a lot. So I'm probably going to clean this mess up, put everybody back in a good radius where they can all reach the food trough, and then oh, I have to introduce you to these guys, and then, yeah, then I'm probably going to end this here and upload it for ampedumbreon to see. And then, yeah, after that I can show you my other 2 bases and the creatures I have there. And yeah, I don't know, I think it's really fun to get an ask like that, because it means I get to show off my stuff in game, and I don't know, with the pandemic going on, streaming is more popular than ever, both as a career option and as just a way to pass time, because we're all kind of stuck at home still, even though a lot of the restrictions are being lifted in different places. So yeah, I don't know, if people like this, I might post more. Anyway, this is Doug. He's a Doedicurus. They're not really good for much other than harvesting, and I don't really use them for that. But you do get to armadillo roll, and that is kind of fun. But yeah, I just kind of treat this like a big game of Pokemon. So most of the stuff here I just have because I like them. Not really because they're good for much. And this is Blue Baby, which I name because obviously they're very nice and very blue. And I'm naming them Bebby as opposed to Berry, first of all, to distinguish from the real blueberry. And also because there was like a meme post going around of, you know, those misspelled signs where they named, or they had a sign for strawberries, and instead of saying strawberries they said strawbebbies because the stencil was bad, or because they just couldn't find an R stencil and they didn't remove the or they didn't deliberately leave paint out of the section of the B when they were trying to make an R, so I just thought it fit. So yeah, I think these are all my tames for this base at Forest Peak. So I hope you got a good look at a lot of the things in the game. And I don't know, I have a couple minutes, I guess. So I guess I can just explain some of the utility for these guys. Obviously, parasaurs are going to be very good early on in the game because they have a good carrying capacity. They obviously have this, as you can see, the glowing head is a turret mode that lets you like sense oncoming danger. So if there was anything, thanks for clipping me to the ground, buddy. If there was anything nearby that was dangerous, you would get that red ping we saw earlier when everything in my base went hostile on that Carbonemus in the base, and absolutely destroyed it. Rexes are obviously very good for bosses, melee. They're not very tanky, but they can hold up against other Rexes if you tame them up right, so they're not too good, not too bad. Brontos, I'm mostly using them for eggs, but they are good. Obviously, again, you can have a mobile base on one, and they are very good for just soaking damage if you're in PvP, because they have, like, what is it, like 2,000 health, just, like, even for, like, level 11, what are you? Yeah, they have, like, 2,500 health for, like, level 11. So they're very good at soaking damage from turrets, and obviously, if somebody's base isn't too tall, you can get in just on their head, parachuting down. And we have RGs, which again are very good for, they're pretty good melee if you know what you're doing and you know what you're up against. The only thing I think they can't take on is Alpha Rexes, or at least not right now, not with mine, because I lost, I guess I'll show you that last. I lost 2 of my strongest RGs battling an Alpha Rex. Carnos, again, they're not good for much, but they're good if you don't have Rexes yet. And, oh, actually, Zesty's full up on stuff. I'll take Dovetail. But yeah, so RGs are good at, you can carry other smaller tames with them. That's how I get a lot of my sabers off of the dead island back to base. Again, they're pretty good melee for anything except Alpha Rexes, because again, I lost 2 very strong RGs to that. Of course, they weren't the ones I was flying, but I feel like if you have like 100% imprint on your RGs, and you have, like if you're playing with other players maybe, and they know when to flee, then I feel like maybe you could probably take on Alpha Rexes with these. But and then we have the Dilophosauruses. Those are the little ones that spit venom. Those are pretty good for, like if you're early game and you just need things to basically eat the bullet for you when you're being attacked by something. I used to keep just an army of them, and whenever I would go out, if I didn't have anything strong with me, if something that I usually took out for protection, oh, there's some pretty RGs up there, oh my goodness. But yeah, like you can mono a Carnotaur really easy with these guys. I used to be terrified of Carnos. You can mono other RGs on a good tame. Oh, look at how pretty those are. Oh, I am so coming back. I'm definitely coming back. Look how pretty those are. Oh my gosh, I love them. I love them, I love them, I love them. But yeah, you can basically solo Alpha Raptors with these. Like Zesty's taken out a couple Alpha Raptors with me. Got a nice color, but I need the meat more than anything, so sorry, buddy. And yeah, here's the memorial, because this is where we killed the Alpha Rex. So yeah, buried here are Tavis and Davis, beloved pair of Argentavises who gave their lives to defeat an Alpha Rex. So, it's a shame, but I did get this guy out of them, and he's 100% imprinted thanks to the event going on, so yeah, it's a shame to lose them, but I didn't lose Zesty, thankfully, and now the island is at least a little bit safer. So I think I'm going to end this here, and yeah, I can do another segment for my next base. Is probably going to be my home base, and the other base, which is the cave base down there, which doesn't have too many tames at it, so that one will probably be quick. So yeah, I'm going to be ending this one here. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, anybody that's watching. Obviously, I'm very new at YouTube, and I don't really stream or film much, but if you want to, you can like, comment, and subscribe. I know everybody says that, but it really does help channels out, so if you want to see more ARC, let me know. I can totally do basically anything you want, and if I do take on the bosses, I will definitely show you guys if that's something you want to see. So yeah, have a good day, and if you're interested in ARC, I wasn't able to play it till now. I know it came out in like 2015 or something, and I would say it's definitely worth giving a play if that's something you're interested in. So that's going to be all for today. I'll see you guys in another episode if that's something you're interested in. So yeah, I hope you guys had a good 4th of July, and I will see you next time. Peace out.